A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. This is how the birth of Jesus Christ came about. When his mother Mary was betrothed to Joseph, but before they lived together, she was found with child through the Holy Spirit. Joseph, her husband, since he was a righteous man, yet unwilling to express her to shame, decided to divorce her quietly. Such was his intention when, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream and said, Joseph, son of David, do not be afraid to take Mary your wife into your home, for it is through the Holy Spirit that this child has been conceived in her. She will bear a son, and you are to name him Jesus, because he will save his people from their sins. All this took place to fulfill what the Lord had said through the prophet. Behold, the virgin shall be with child and bear a son, and they shall name him Emmanuel, which means God is with us. When Joseph awoke, he did as the angel of the Lord had commanded him and took his wife into his home. He did not have any marital relations with her. When she gave birth to a son, Joseph gave him the name Jesus. The Gospel of the Lord. I often heard love stories from my friends that end painfully, leaving them longing for someone who will truly understand them. Many even dream of meeting a guy who shows genuine care, patience, and respect, someone with clear green flags that reveal his character. When I think about their stories, I am reminded of Joseph in the Gospel. Joseph is that kind of man, compassionate, respectful, and deeply faithful. We have to understand that the time of Mary and Joseph was very different from the world we lived in today. In their culture, being betrothed was already a binding commitment, almost as serious as marriage itself. When Joseph discovered that Mary was pregnant, the situation was not only shocking, but also dangerous. According to the law of their time, Mary could have been publicly shamed or even stoned to death. Yet Joseph chose compassion over condemnation. Instead of reacting with anger or judgment when faced with Mary's unexpected pregnancy, he chose gentleness and sought to protect her dignity. Pope St. John Paul II, in his apostolic exhortation Redemptoris Custos, described Joseph as a man of great spirit. He is great in faith, not because he speaks his own words, but above all, because he listens to the words of the living God. He listens in silence and shows deep readiness to do God's will. For today's generation, it's a reminder that true greatness doesn't come from loud declarations or flashy actions, but from a heart that listens, trusts, and quietly lives out God's will. When God revealed his plan through the angel, Joseph responded with faith and obedience. In addition, like Joseph, many young people encounter moments when their plans fall apart or when life takes a direction they did not expect. The Gospel reminds us that God can work through surprises and setbacks, turning them into opportunities for growth. Joseph's courage to follow God's will shows us that true strength lies not in avoiding fear, but in choosing faith over fear. Emmanuel, God with us, assures us that we are never alone, even in the midst of stress, doubts, or struggles with our purpose. This means that God is present in our daily decisions, guiding us through small acts of obedience and courage. As we journey through Advent, Joseph's example invites us to prepare our hearts with the same faith, courage, and quiet obedience that he showed. In today's generation, where relationships often struggle with selfishness or lack of commitment, he stands as a model of what it means to be a man of integrity who allows God's love to guide his actions. Just as Joseph welcomed Jesus into his life despite fear and confusion, we too are called to welcome Christ into our own stories, relationships, and daily choices. True preparation happens in silence, in listening, and in allowing God's love to shape our actions. May we see beyond our doubts and setbacks to recognize the green flags of God's presence.